Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for tonight's match, because tonight we are going to be seeing our two teams going head-to-head, and specifically tonight it is going to be the Virginity Mobile Command Unit facing off against the Micgao Mouse Clubhouse. And I think this is going to be a very interesting match, wouldn't you say, Condomo?
Yes, very, very interesting. For me, both of them are unknowns. I actually haven't seen these two actually play, so it's gonna be nice to see some new blood, I guess you could say.
I hijacked one of their replays and was able to see some of their gameplay, so I'll know what to expect.
Oh, nice.
Overall, though, I mean,
All right.
so far this has actually gone pretty well in the sense of we got a match.
Hooray! Yeah, some hurdles, but you know what? Eventually, hey, just Dota somehow gets through.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
When the casters have to start bullying people in order to do this, you know that something's gone wrong. But that's beside the point. Looking back at the actual in-game match now, I mean, what do you think of these first few bans? I mean, I'd almost say this is about as typical as you can get.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so you don't need to ban the Nature's Prophet, and you kind of don't need to ban the Visage. They are high picks, that's for sure, but a Wisp and Bad Rider, and all these picks, even Lifestealer, Darkseer, and
Bane.
Even Bane, I want to say to some, yeah.
This is just
It's
almost
all pretty
stereotypical at
standard.
this point.
Yeah, I mean, Bane was a probable counter pick to the Lifestealer, because, you know, Bane can ult it through Lifestealer's rage. Yes. So, I mean, it's all pretty basic so far, for the most part.
Yep, and already
We just have to see exactly how, you know, the
picks
draft develops.
Yeah, I mean, already we've seen
Yeah.
Darkseer come out, so that's the offlaner done for Virginity Mobile Command Unit. And due to Darkseer getting banned so often, it's nice to see him getting picked up in the early part of the draft. But I'd be interested to see if they could have just left that off for a later part and seen if they'd gotten it through. Jakiro.
You never know with Darkseer. Darkseer, I mean, he's not a huge fan like Wisp, but he is one that you can let through. And then Jakiro was being picked up. I think Jakiro is actually a counter pick, because a Jakiro Darkseer would be pretty good.
Yeah, being able to have Jakiro with his Ice Path in this situation is exactly what they're looking for. It's very good to have the Jakiro against Darkseer. I mean, just Ice Path in general, and then you can combine that with his ult, and, I mean, Jakiro is all around a very powerful and versatile ult. Or, not ult, excuse me, but support. I like to say that Rubik is actually more versatile than Jakiro, simply because of his ability to steal spells, and his spell steal, well, I mean, that just proves it by the fact that he's the next ban out of Virginity Mobile Command here.
That is a good band, actually. I like Jakiro. Jakiro is a skill shot hero, even though he doesn't seem like a skill shot hero, but all of his abilities do require a lot of precision, or at least some backup or follow-up to really get some sort of profit towards it. But I do like Jakiro. I don't know, Jakiro versus Rubik is a very situational kind of picks.
Indeed. Looks like Nagasari and Alki going to be the next few banouts from Micgao Mouse Clubhouse. In my opinion, it's kind of nice to see the ban out of Alki. Lately, we've seen a lot of Alki in the metagame. We've seen a lot of Alki in general, so seeing him out of the match is kind of a nice thing, in my opinion. Nyx Assassin.
Yeah.
Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, Nyx, I mean, best support Nyx Assassin.
Well, he's just
Arguably.
all around his burst DPS, but the thing about it is, when you have a team that doesn't have much lockdown, his Impale becomes his most important ability. But in this situation, simply because he's there as burst DPS, he can go in, and, I mean, Jakiro is going to be rather squishy for most of the match. So,
Yeah.
Depends on the next few picks that'll determine how effective Nyx is.
Yeah, Nyx could either do initiation, or he could just go after the fight and pick off Jakiro. With Darkseer, Nyx Assassin Darkseer is actually a good combination, especially if you know, they get any other AoE to follow it up with. And Warlock as a pick.
Yeah, to point out just quickly, the bans that they've gone with after the Lifestealer, they banned Rubik and they banned Puck. And Rubik not so much. Rubik's not exactly a combo with Lifestealer, but Puck, we know the famous Lifestealer bomb, and no one wants to face off against a Puck Lifestealer bomb. That's just, that's brutality. But now
yes,
Tidehunter
it's a
coming out.
good combo.
I mean, look at these. This is actually a really good combination here. Tidehunter and Warlock. If Tidehunter blinks in, gets a good Ravage, Golem drop right on top of them, that's going to be a brutal amount of DPS coming out from Micgao.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and then just any ult from Warlock and Tidehunter into Jakiro abilities, that is going to be at least 1 or 2 people dead. But right now, I'm kind of questioning some of the picks. I guess Tidehunter will survive early game. Warlock and Jakiro might not. So they might get eaten by Nyx Assassin, Bane, Gyrocopter, Darkseer, not as much. So they got to really play it safe or get their combos off just right.
Yeah, right now it's going to depend on the final pickups from Virginity Mobile Command Unit and Micgao, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'd be interested to see. I know that Nyx can do mid, and that he has been known to do that before. So with that situation,
in pubs you will see that.
if they don't go for the mid, like if they go for a mid hero, then that's going to change the gameplay completely, because that means that Nyx Assassin is going to go and be more of a support hero, and he's going to be able to roam around and gank a lot more, because Gyro is generally a very safe lane hero. He can sit back and not worry about getting hit by anything. So
yeah, and even at Gyro, kind of just needs levels. I mean, he needs some items and everything to really get him off, but if he just gets levels, then it isn't too much of a loss.
I agree completely, and looking over at Micgao, it depends really. I mean, I'd imagine they're just going to put the Lifestealer in the safe lane, actually, and avoid having to put him in the jungle at this point. Warlock, Jakiro
at
for
this point, it's
support.
tri-line for both.
Yeah. But they don't actually have an off lane
10
as of yet,
seconds
which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Warlock, I mean, Tidehunter could offlane, Warlock could mid, Jakiro could mid too. It's going to be kind of interesting.
I mean, these are both the mid pickups, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much, unless Micgao wants to rearrange some things.
Unless they feel like doing
Templar
one of those
Assassin's a
crazy-
good pickup.
yeah, crazy lineups. And yeah, TA, that's going to be our TA mid.
Oh yeah. So right now, Virginity has a lot of
Lockdown.
potential, almost lockdown, and they have a lot of potential for the entire match. I mean, I don't think each one of those heroes is relevant at early game, mid game, and late game. Let's just see how well they play the match, because if 1 or 2 of them get locked down, then that's pretty much a loss on their point.
But looking at this, like, they have the lockdown extraordinaire team. They have Bane. They have Vacuum from Darkseer. They have Nyx Assassin Impale. Then you combine that with Templar Assassin ult, and you end up with a lot of slow, a lot of lockdown. And that's exactly what Virginity Mobile's looking for this, because it gives them a lot of versatility. Especially when they have Nyx Assassin and Bane in safe lane as support. Once Gyro says he feels safe, they can just go off and gank. Oh, hi, you're mid. Guess what? No, you're not.
If I could get that lineup every single match, I would choose that lineup. I mean, unless there's something better, but it's a very versatile lineup and really well drafted, actually. And even they're somewhat matching with the purplish
Kind of purple,
heroes.
darkish, except for
Yeah.
Gyro. He's Gyro. He's just here to be the rebel.
Yeah.
He's the hipster. Looking at the other side, though, Micgao, they don't exactly have as much lockdown, but what they could look to do is to combine their last pickup with the Tidehunter and Warlock, which is, I mean, it's always a good potential. Go more for the team fight. Like, Warlock and Tidehunter, they're going to make an extreme amount of team fight on their own. Combine that with Jakiro, and suddenly you block them with Ice Path, in comes Tidehunter, Ravage, followed up by Warlock ult, and boom, that's at least going to be the supports instantaneously dying, the carry taking a lot of damage. It'd be a brutal situation.
And then Lifestealer can get through the damage that they might put out. Ooh,
Yeah.
Elder Titan, they needed a good mid pickup. Micgao needed a good mid pickup because, fortunately, Storm Spirit, Puck, OD, there's a lot of mids that got banned out. And to be honest, Micgao's mid pick might have been the most important pick of the draft, because I mean their lanes are fine, but
they needed that mid.
The lanes get ganked. Yeah, exactly. They need the mid to support them, by basically countering the other people's, the Virginity's mid. And Elder Titan is actually kind of a good pickup. It's something that I didn't think of, and hey, let's see how it pays off.
Absolutely. Elder Titan, I mean, again, he adds into that combination. Earth Splitter combining with Ravage and the ult from Warlock, that's going to be rather brutal of a combination. You can combine that with his Stomp. You can sleep them, and you just have the perfect setup right there.
Yeah. Elder Titan can set up a lot of things, and that's exactly what I mean, the reason why they chose Elder Titan, because he can really make things happen, and also just add so much damage. Really, like the one reason why Elder Titan is like actually like good is because not a lot of people notice him. Not a lot of people notice his astral spirit doing work, but it's secretly there.
And it laughs at you while it steals damage.
Exactly.
I just want to point out, oh, baby courier, as in baby Roshan.
Oh yeah.
Baby Roshan.
Oh nice.
Gotta have the baby Roshan.
I have the very same. And what's going on top? Darkseer? Okay,
No,
he's
just
just
defensive
counter-warding, which is a very good.
Well, he's not counter
yes.
he's just blocking the camp.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, they are doing.
I don't think
they're doing one strange. I don't know exactly. They might have Nyx just block the creep wave mid and then rotate off, because right now Nyx is in a position to try blocking his creep wave, whereas Templar Assassin is up forward by the river. I'd be interested to see how they're going to play that. And indeed, yeah, it looks like Nyx is going to be there to block.
Yeah, and the rune is actually top, and it's a regeneration, so really,
Well, right there.
I mean, I guess they couldn't have done much with Nyx, but in the end, I don't think you should really put your support to block. I think, if anything, you should have someone like either the off lane look for the rune instead of the mid.
Yeah, it depends what they're going to do with this. I mean, Nyx is still mid here. There we go. Now he's rotating off. Templar Assassin.
Yeah, now he's rotating.
The thing about that, though,
I
is
mean, like, it would be interesting.
It denies.
If it was too mid, but go on.
It denies Nyx that early farm that he could have gotten in lane, which isn't really that much, arguably,
Yeah.
but
It's not that much, but hey.
any
I mean,
amount counts when you're in
Nyx.
support. But then again, yeah, it's Nyx. Once
Yeah.
he gets level 6, he's going to be out of his lane. He's kind of like Bounty Hunter in that sense that he shouldn't be acting as a pure lane support. He should be roaming around, he should be looking for those kills, and he should be looking for whatever disruptions he can get.
Well, it depends on what Tidehunter can do. Because if Tidehunter can actually break the tri-lane, then of course Nyx needs to stay there. But seeing how Tidehunter plays offlane, he probably will start to roam after he gets some XP. He's not gonna, of course, do it at level 1, or he'll probably do it maybe level 4. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but the situation Tidehunter's in right now, he's a melee hero in a tri-lane facing off against a Gyro and a Bane. If he's not careful, he himself could get ganked. He has to be incredibly careful in this tri-lane. And he's already doing that. He's not even trying for last hits. He is sitting back and just farming the XP as much as he can.
Yeah, if he gets good levels on the Anchor Smash, that actually does a lot of damage. In fact, I want to give a shout out to Deadlock. Deadlock, you showed me how to play off-lane Tidehunter, because Anchor Smash, or also Arbitus you did too. Or Anchor Smash does a lot of good damage, and then reduces the damage of your enemies. Well, reduces your enemy's damage. But if there's enough burst damage at the Tidehunter, then there's nothing Tidehunter can do. So, I'm looking for a Nyx stun to start things off, and then Bane and Gyro. Well, Gyro specifically can just get flat cannon off and do billions of damage like he usually does.
Yeah, flat cannon is an extremely powerful ability, and actually in top lane right now,
Yeah.
Darkseer is really proving just how powerful he is right now.
Yeah.
The two supports are busy dealing with the pull camp, and Darkseer, in the meantime, he has Ion Shell. He can just laugh all the way to the bank, because Ion Shell will do all of his work for him. He just has to go in there, Ion Shell, get out, boom, his job's done. That's the nice part about Darkseer.
It looks like there's a rotation, actually, from the Jakiro and the Warlock. I don't know if this is going to work or not, because TA
They do have Sentry Wards on the
isn't
Jakiro.
playing that aggressive. Yeah.
So if there is a meld, they can catch out the TA, but it depends.
Yeah.
TA's actually in rotation.
At this point,
or Rune, excuse me.
Yeah, TA saw the two supports, actually. They walked a little bit too close.
And he's just going to cancel the ice path.
she knows. Yeah.
Yeah, that situation when you walk
and,
in. Yeah. To point out, though...
Yeah, at this point, everyone knows that the supports are roaming, so... I mean...
And yeah, they're gonna.
it looks like it's
They're gonna continue with the rotation. They're gonna move the Warlock and the Jakiro down to bot lane here to assist the Tidehunter. And either this is going to turn into an attempt at smashing the tri lane, or they're just gonna try and maintain their own creep. Ice Path comes out, followed by Anchor Smash. Nothing at all.
Yeah, I think this will work. I mean, Lifestealer could just rage through with Ion Shell. You know, no magic damage on him. In fact, I think that's what he's planning to do, because he has 2 points in range. You usually only do 1 and leave it there, and you level up your other things. So this might work out actually for MMC.
It could be, but the one problem with this right now is they have to play it very carefully. At least right now, with their own offensive trialing, they can push up and get the Tidehunter some more farm. He can get in there, and he can do that. The only difference from that and early on is Darkseer, he'll get farm no matter what. He's going to get that gold no matter what you give to him.
Under attack.
And, Peck, that's something that's good, but really Darkseer needs the experience too.
Elder Titan's actually rotating down. Nope, he's going to walk back the other direction now. So much for wanting to rotate.
Did he get the rune?
He
Yeah, he did get the rune.
Yep, regeneration rune on Elder Titan. Meanwhile, they are starting to rotate a little bit more aggressively into the Radiant jungle here. Warlock moving all the way up past the tower, actually. Oh, he moves forward of Bane, trying to drop that ward. Fatal Bond's also...
Yeah, they're just trying to kill off the creeps from the pull.
Yeah, no. In this situation, though, rotating a lone Warlock forward, that might not be the best situation. So that could have backfired.
Yeah, they harassed the pull, but in the end, it didn't really do anything, if you look. The pull still happened.
I want to point out here, just looking at this, the Radiant have no Observer wards out on the field. They had a Sentry ward out for Darkseer, but they have no Observer wards. They have no Rune Vision whatsoever. Whereas the Dire actually have two amazing wards at this point. They have the ward down by the pole camp, which is giving them vision of the lane itself, plus they have vision with the other ward of the bottom rune. They don't have any vision up on the top, but they don't exactly need it since they see the bot, and they know that it's just Darkseer up there. So if Darkseer goes missing, well, obviously he's going to go get the rune, but as long as he's not missing, hey, he's not going to go anywhere. And a lot of pinging going down here in the spot lane.
It's a big miss. I don't understand why.
Impale comes out, Ice Path as well, catching either of them. In comes Tidehunter, looking for whatever he can. There's the the missile barrage, trying to take him down. Nightmare comes down on the Warlock. Tidehunter running back. Warlock left all alone. Fatal Bond still happening on the next assassin here. Warlock's still in there. Nick's going to get killed by Fatal Bonds. Warlock unable to get out of there. Rocket Barrage coming out once again, and that's going to be Gyro getting back out of there. Still with Fatal Bonds, but not an issue whatsoever. 1-1 coming out in this very early skirmish.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't even expect Nyx to die, but that Fatal Bonds was just so strong. Yeah, and this is what happens when you let Flat Cannon not be next to creeps. You do so much damage. It really is so much damage.
But the thing about it as well is Warlock, he stayed alive that entire time. And yes, people underestimate Fatal Bonds. Once it's cast on you, it's not breaking until it wears off. So if you are not careful and you're low health and you have Fatal Bonds, well, you better watch out. They come in once again. Ice Path quickly followed by a smash from Elder Titan, and that's going to be a very dead Bane as well, making it 1-2 now.
Really, oh, another one. A TA is actually coming bot too.
And she already spent her meld, but now she does have that refraction. So she's going to come in here. There, it gets popped. Immediately goes down to the Chikiro. Smash comes down. She is slapped. She's going to wake up almost immediately, though, taking that flame damage, going after the Tidehunter. In comes the apparition from Elder Titan. Now they're chasing. Refraction comes out once again, going after the Warlock. She gets caught in Ice Path now, trying to get out of there wherever she can. Meld comes out, but there are Sentry wards on the Chikiro, and that's going to be a very brutal death for a TA.
Yeah, that TA didn't focus down any. Well, she started to focus down the Tidehunter, but then she switched, and then I think she switched again early in the fight. If she had focused maybe one person or waited until one person came up for a follow-up, then she might have got actually 1 or 2 kills. But fortunately, she was impatient because she had the haste room, and she decided to go all in, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff happening down in this bot lane. The one thing we're not really paying attention, though, is up in top, where Lifestealer is still winning the lane. Quite miserably, actually, against this Darkseer. He's almost twice the amount of CS that Darkseer does. Even if Darkseer is harassing him as much as he can, the problem is the bot lane, the safe lane for the Radiant, is now getting denied a lot of farm by this offensive tri lane, including Gyro. He's only 24-11 right now.
In fact, I think they're rotating again. Oh, no, Elder Titan he's just sitting there.
Elder Titan's just
he's thinking.
He's just staring at the ward, just thinking, I can kill that ward. Oh, wait, no, I can't because I can't see it.
Yeah.
He does have an illusion.
I think he's... Yeah, I don't think anything is going to happen with that illusion room. I think Elder Titan might just harass, but here, let's check out the gold raft just real quick. Looks like 1,000 plus for the Dire, so they are actually getting ahead in gold. And then 500 plus, that's negligible. So it's kind of close.
Well, the thing about the 500 XP,
in favor of the Dire.
the Radiant already had the 500 gold as well, so it just kind of neutralized itself. That's the thing about early game, is you can't really go off of the XP or gold graph whatsoever, because it's just early game, it'll be so negligible. 1,000 gold will turn around in an instant. You kill one tower, that's 1,000 gold.
Small differences that could become big differences, but yeah, right now it's actually negligible, which is something I'm surprised, because I think with 3-1 it would be a little bit more difference, but looks like something's going on bottom lane.
In comes Nick's Assassin, Impale comes out, hits both the Titan and the Warlock. Warlock dies almost instantaneously. There's the Rocket Barrage now coming after them. Darkseer chasing with Ion Shell on himself. Bane is trying to pursue. No Nightmare as he does have Nightmare. He could have Nightmared the Tidehunter there, but no, instead he's just going to resist and going to play it safe, going to give them a little bit more lane control. But to point out, they did rotate down the Darkseer for that kill. They had to rotate him out of the lane with the Lifestealer, which is, lone Lifestealer, getting as much farm as he wants in lane. That's not exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, like, Lifestealer, he has a great start right now. We'll see. If Darkseer just stays bottom, then, you know, he's rotating. He knows. Someone has to contest Lifestealer. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Lifestealer going in mid-game, I mean, he's not going to be as hard of a carry as Gyro late-game, but Gyro's already lagging behind. So going into mid-game, it's going to be the Lifestealer who's going to be the more powerful of the two, most likely. And it's always going to depend on the next few minutes.
If that herder does get his blink, then a blink next bomb would be massive. It would be great to see.
Either way, I mean, just a little bit more lane harassment.
By the way, if Darkseer actually had Vacuum in that last fight, then he might have actually got another kill, but unfortunately he hasn't leveled anything up in Vacuum right now.
Which he's gone purely as an off-lane Darkseer. He hasn't actually gone anything in a team fight. Generally, you get one level of Vacuum at like level 3 in order to support your team.
Yeah.
But doing so, I mean, not even past level 8 is a little bit unusual. TA going to get caught out by the Elder Titan there. DDTA, or not TA, but Elder Titan.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it was, Nyx coming in with the stun, and then TA doing work with a DD,
Just pure damage.
I guess they had to die. Yeah, I think they dived him, actually. It didn't start in the mid lane or anything, in the middle of the mid lane, but hey, it worked out. TA almost died, but hey.
TA still got away.
All good. Yeah.
Still, it is even 3-3 now. And right now, what it's going to come down to, I mean, we're talking about that little gold difference, 1,000 gold. The thing about that is, why I consider that negligible is because one tower, that's 1,000 gold right there. One tower. All it is. Refraction coming out.
I'm really liking.
She is down there in that bot lane. She is certainly thinking about it. Unfortunately, she's also sitting directly under a ward. Not exactly the best place to be sitting when you're looking to gank the enemies.
Yeah.
And once again...
I mean, they got their Observer wards up, that's for sure. That's good.
Yeah, the Radiant have their Observer wards up as now. They do have both runes warded at this point, but the thing I want to point out is the Dire still have them beat in wards. The Dire have Sentry wards and regular Observer wards. Oh.
Yeah, right now the Dire is in fact winning though.
Darkseer gonna teleport directly into the bot lane here. Bane coming back in. Ravage comes out. Darkseer's caught almost directly in it. No stomp is it. Here comes the World Splitter. Is it going to hit in time? Darkseer barely avoiding it. Nyx gets caught almost directly in it. Bane just trying to get out of here. Tidehunter just taking a lot of damage. Starting to pull back. Ice Path comes out from Micgao. Nyx caught directly in it. Here comes the open wounds from Lifestealer going on that Bane. Bane dies almost instantly. Now TA trying to get out of here. Running backwards towards her own defenses. Refraction on cooldown. Turns right back around. Goes after them with the side blades. Jakiro almost ice pathing, decides better of it at the last moment. Nyx here for the assistance, and Lifestealer gonna run right back by the tower, no problem ever.
Yeah, what needed to happen actually was the World Splitter needs to go off first, and then the Tide Ravage. That would have actually made it hit, but you know what? It went in the way. Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do.
Out comes the astral form of Elder Titan to soak up a little bit more damage. Tidehunter being very aggressive, running right into them here. TA does have her ult now.
I don't know if they can do anything.
Oh, Refraction comes out. Here comes the call down from Gyro. They're going to run right out of it. Meld comes out from TA. In comes the Jakiro. TA, Refraction saving her life right now, but now she gets caught in the ice path. In comes the open wounds from Lifestealer trying to get back. Jakiro now in this fight. gonna go down. Tidehunter's still alive. No! Unfortunately, Darkseer comes in with that Ion Shell, not gonna be much longer, and the Fiend's Grip comes out on that Lifestealer. No chance of running whatsoever, but now the Golem drop from Warlock comes in, trying to get the kill on TA, just simply not gonna happen. Darkseer pursuing that Warlock. Now he's trying to run away, but TA with that ult trap coming out once again, still trying to run away. So much damage coming out of him. No chance, but the Warlock Golem able to secure the kill on Darkseer.
Middle tower.
Yeah, I don't know where Warlock was. If Warlock was there from the beginning, then they might have got like 1 or 2 extra kills. But since they didn't have much follow-up, or not even initiation, they didn't have any initiation other than maybe landing a Jakiro stun or Elder Titan stun. It was kind of a bad fight for the Dire, that's for sure.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yep, they did lose their little kill advantage, and DD Rune getting pinged like no tomorrow, and this is where those psionic traps are going to come in handy. Oh, you don't have wards, it doesn't matter, you have psionic traps, you can see everything on that you need to see. Not a problem. Actually, looks like our TA herself going to go towards and grab that DD Rune. Meanwhile, just some defensive play, they did rotate one hero out for the time being. Warlock just coming back into the bot lane. So we're still going for a little bit of tri-lane v tri-lane action here.
Yeah, I think at this point though, they have, the Radiant have enough levels, and they could really dominate if they get a little out of line. Or if Dire makes one mistake, then Radiant can totally capitalize on it.
Depends on the situation and how the engagement goes. Either way, Lifestealer's up in the top lane, just soaking up that XP. He's actually dealing damage to the tower at this point. I mean, his CS game, he's 83 and 14 right now, and just laughing all the way to the bank.
Wow, that's a good CS for 15 minutes in. Well, at least compared to me, that's for sure.
When in doubt, compare Dota to yourself. That's logical.
Yeah.
Either way, Nick's actually here to support TA in the mid lane. A little bit of harassment coming out from Elder Titan. Kind of weird that they're taking the Nyx Assassin out to put him in mid lane for the time being. Not something you usually see. Thankfully, he's going to rotate back.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's level 6, right? Yeah, he's level 6. He can do some good initiation and start things off, but,
when you're already seen in the lane, the initiation potential's gone. He's gonna run out, though. He's been dead.
He needs follow-up no matter what, and let's see if he can get it.
Elder Titan's playing very cautiously, because the DD Rune already came out on that Templar Assassin. Thankfully, actually, the TA is able to bait this well enough. Elder Titan's backing up behind the tower. In comes the Nyx Assassin. Vendetta wears off at the very last moment, and unfortunately, he just doesn't get the damage he needs. Thankfully, mid tower still going to go down and secure that tower for them.
Yeah, bot lane actually Gyros goes down, and looks like the team fight is still going on.
Already down. Oh, Darkseer coming back in, gonna put that Ion Shell on Jakiro, which unfortunately means it's not gonna deal any damage to Jakiro until he gets near other heroes, which he's not going to do. Unless he actually gets.
And actually, Darkseer totally whipped his wall vacuum. I don't know if it would have actually killed anyone, but that was a big whiff. I mean, it's level 1.
It certainly could have helped the engagement.
So. Exactly. Yeah.
Either way, there are 4 people in this lane against there, too. I don't think this TA should be playing so aggressive. She gets caught out. Ice Path comes out. In comes the Tidehunter, and that's going to be instantaneous death for both Nyx and TA, who both get caught out. Nyx got caught in that Ice Path, and that's, not a beautiful way to die. Just overextending a little bit, not realizing the amount of enemy strength in that lane.
If you spend more than 10 seconds, like, that far away from a Jakiro, Elder Titan, the Tidehunter, then you're pretty much, that's suicide right there.
Are we arguing that you're already dead? Meanwhile, missing it completely. Lifestealer gonna get taken down by the Gyro, and Bane up in this top lane, using the Fiend's Grip on him to secure that kill, with call down even, actually. So they spent a lot for a Lifestealer kill.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I think it's worth it. Well, actually, compared to the tower, I don't think that's too worth it. They could have defended the tower.
Well, for bot lane, the thing about it is Lifestealer was just running away with his CS game this entire time. So slowing down his CS, giving your Gyro time to farm up, that's only helping them in the long run. And right now in top lane with 2 heroes TPing in, I'd be interested to know if the Radiant are going to try and go for this. TA's in an offensive position. Bane right there for the support. Fiend's Grip still down for another 45 seconds. It's going to be a Tidehunter and a Warlock, but again, that ulti combination, if they can pull it off.
Yeah, Tidehunter doesn't have ult, but either way, Warlock with his ult, he can totally counter-initiate here.
Oh, Nick's assassin actually coming in now, and that could be the initiation that they're looking for. Call down is up on Gyrocopter now. Nick's coming in. Anchor Smash comes out, but it doesn't even matter. In comes the engagement. Warlock dies almost instantaneously, even with the Golem drop. Nick's taking so much damage. In comes the call down. Tidehunter trying to get out of it. Doesn't have a chance to. Jakiro's still here. Gyro taking a lot of damage. Jakiro pursuing. Out comes the Ravage. Gonna get the kill on 2 players. In comes Elder Titan. More kill confirmed. Actually, it's actually the World Splitter to get the kill there. And a triple kill going to come out here for the Dire team. And a free tower kill.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
That engagement just went from perfect to terrible in a matter of moments.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I didn't even know what Tidehunter's ult cooldown was, but it came up right at when they needed it, right when they needed to get extra kills. And
it was 25 seconds
was...
right before the fight.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah, it was great defensive work with the Dire. It was just great.
Yeah, the Elder Titan coming up the river, the Warlock. I mean, the Warlock just sacrificing himself. The Golem drop did enough damage, followed up by the Ravage. Makes it a very brutal combination. Open Wounds comes out, as well as Rage from Lifesteal. Simply not enough, though. In comes the Elder Titan, just barely missing a smash, but still the Templar Assassin and the Darkseer pursuing. Tidehunter just so very low on health. Jakiro coming in. Ice Path comes out, catches the TA. Not so lucky if that Darkseer, though. Jakiro still getting pursued. Cyanic Trap comes out, and that's going to be a dead Darkseer. No, Jakiro, excuse me, not Darkseer.
Yeah, that was, to be honest, I think the Radiant could have got actually more kills from that. I mean, all the ults were down. If they initiated just right, if they had enough lockdown, they could have actually got a lot more kills. But they're going to pick up a Jakiro, which is a nice kill. It was on the Darkseer too. He's going to get experience. He's going to get some item. I don't know what for sure, but
Absolutely.
right now, it's an interesting game. I would say that it's almost even. Yeah.
Well, the gold difference getting a little bit more extreme for the Dire at this point, and XP's also in their favor, but it's still close enough. XP certainly,
exactly.
I mean, XP will turn around on a dime no matter what you do. It just depends on who is farming and how well they do it. Gold, on the other hand, gold is a little bit more of a steady currency. Gold in the sense that in going into mid-game, you can start looking more at gold as how the flow of the match is going.
Yeah. But either side can take a team fight depending on, you know, the positioning and the initiation.
Oh, they're gonna try and catch them out.
We'll just have to see.
Sentry already came out though. Nick's gonna get seen by the Jakiro. In comes the TA. Refraction's still up. They have to know that Nick's here at this point.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Jakiro didn't see.
Out comes Ice Path. Well. Nyx gets caught directly in it. He's going to back off very quickly. In comes Tidehunter. There's the splash. In comes the Elder Titan as well. Smash comes down, sleeping both, and Refraction comes out the last moment. In comes the call down. Is it enough though? Ravage occurs. Darkseer gets caught almost instantaneously in it. World Splitter comes out as well, and boom! Instantaneous team wipe. That is the ult combination I am talking about. They didn't even need the Golem drop. Ravage, World Splitter, wall, vacuum, boom, so much damage right on their heads.
Nyx didn't even use his ult too. He could have infested any of his teammates and do another 200 damage on top of it.
There's just so much team fight damage coming out from them.
Yep.
But to be fair, in that situation, I'd be wondering what were the Radiant doing in mid lane? The mid T1 tower's already gone. Were they trying to go straight for a mid T2? They haven't taken top T1 or bot T1, so what would you be doing pushing that lane at that moment?
I guess they wanted to get kills, I guess, and everyone was low actually on the Dire side, but with so much initiation, they're gonna win a fight if they do it just right.
But to be fair, that's exactly what went wrong for them.
Yeah.
Nyx came in, and the problem is Jakiro's just, he's carrying Sentry Wards everywhere. Jakiro is just ready with those Sentry Wards at all times.
That's really helping them. Nyx should really realize what's going on, and you know, if he's gonna go to a gank, he needs to have someone else with him, or, you know, not get caught out.
A lot of Dire in mid lane here, and a pause for a moment. So I guess we can take this moment really to look at the state of the match. It's 12-19 right now. There is a almost 6,000 gold advantage for the Dire, a little over 7.5k XP advantage, and the three heroes of the highest net worth right now: Lifestealer, Elder Titan, and Tidehunter. That right there is going to start spelling the future of this match as we go into the mid game.
Yes, that is true. The one thing though is that if this match goes late game, like extremely late game, then VMC might have a chance if they get their BKBs up, and then if the Fiend's Grip is good on
Lifestealer.
people with BKBs. Oh yeah, most likely Lifestealer. You never know. But yeah, if this goes too long for VMC, they do have a chance. But right now, that chance is slipping. That chance is for sure slipping.
Well, I don't want to count them out of this just yet. And yes, late game Gyro,
Yeah.
I can expect that Gyro. If we go into the late game, Gyro is going to become very, very scary, and it's not going to be a very fun time to be MMC. But the thing about it is right now, what I like to say is a team can control the pace of the match, and that's what the Dire are doing at this moment, but it's been flipping back and forth so much. The Radiant went for a push, and that was them controlling the pace of the match. They set the beat, and the Dire had to dance to it. Then they got that great team fight, and now the Dire are the ones in control of that tempo. So it can turn on a dime. It's been proven throughout this match that the tempo is being set by both teams right now. It just depends on who's getting the better team fights.
It's going to be an interesting match to watch, just because, like you said, it's not 100% being set by one team. Like, the other team can turn things around.
And the Dire right now, they're
They
going
know how
straight to
to.
continue. They're going to up the beat just a little bit as the tower going to go down really quickly. Now, in comes the open wounds. Tidehunter as well for the initiation. He doesn't even need the initiation. Lifestealer just going to go in there and brutally murder him. In comes Nyx Assassin. He is invisible. They don't see him this time. The wall gets dropped as well. Impale happens. He catches 4 heroes in that Impale call down. Will it happen in time? Barely catches the Warlock, barely catches the Elder Titan. But here comes Open Wounds. Here comes the Rage Lifestealer. TA gonna try it, but there's already 2 heroes down. Why would you go into that? Golem Trap occurs. Gyro drops like a rock. And TA as well. Darkseer, the last remaining player. He's just running away. World Splitter gonna drop. It's not even needed. T2 tower going down.
Yeah. Radiant with too many ults. Well, the Fiend's Grip did. It's on cooldown now. He didn't need to waste it at all. And then Wall whiffed, and then Gyro calldown wasn't the perfect calldown. It wasn't, it got some people low, but didn't get them dead or anything.
Well, the problem with the Gyro
right now,
cooldown,
Dire.
the Gyro cooldown had a great setup. Yeah, TP tower going down. He had a great setup, but unfortunately the setup just didn't last long enough.
Yeah, it just didn't last. They didn't have any other follow-up, and now they're paying for it.
But they're also paying for it in the sense that they were rather spread out going into that, and I don't blame them. When you're dealing against Team Tidehunter, Warlock, and Lifestealer, and everyone else, then it can become a problem to stay close together. But in this situation, they ended up going in 1 by 1. Either way, Ravage comes out here, call down also landing directly on top of them. Gyro trying to stay alive, he goes down. TA now going to be the last redeeming factor of this. In comes the Darkseer. Tidehunter goes down. Now it's up to the rest of them. TA trying to stay alive. Refraction comes out. The last moment, Lifestealer pursuing. She's going to get hit down. Ice Path comes down as the extra addition with the kill there. Darkseer trying to run away, get a surge himself right by the Elder Titan here. No smash. In comes the Spirit. Will it be close enough? No, it will not. No sleep there for Darkseer. He's going to stay awake because nightmares are very scary things, but they do have Bane on their own team, so they should understand that.
Yeah, VMC, they need to get the coordination perfectly. I mean, they can turn around fights, but they're not. I mean, they're whiffing way too many of their spells, and then are not using them, together, coordinated.
And the scary thing right now,
the
scary thing right now, if you're the Radiant, you just lost 2 towers and a Rex. Your mid lane is gone. So now you're gonna have Mega Creeps barreling down your mid lane.
Yeah, and I don't know how much gold that was, but that was way too much gold going on to the Dire side. I mean, pretty sure, yeah, they're buying items they should have at 25 minutes in.
Yeah, the gold is just running away.
Exactly.
Like, looking at the graphs, actually, there is a 15,000 gold advantage for the Dire, a 15,000 XP advantage, and they're going to start pressing this, and it's not going to be a good time to be the Radiant when they start pressing that advantage. I mean, they've already started doing that. I mean, look at the ward coverage. Map control has just gone to hell in a handbasket for VMCU right now. They have 1 ward out on the field. They can only see 1 rune, and the Dire, they're going to go Roche right now. They don't even know that it's happening, actually, so...
Those Ancients are very important.
Indeed.
They could come up and do them, and then... Yeah.
Well, the Dire wouldn't actually have vision of it, but the problem is the Dire have great vision of it because they're jungle. They have the ward...
Yeah, no, they don't even notice, like you said, Roche is going on, so...
Yeah, the Dire have great vision as well, so... And they smoke right after it? Oh,
Oh, that was great. I mean, like they're keeping it up. That's one thing I thought about was like if, like I said, if they let VMC farm another like 20 minutes, I know it's gonna be hard. Then they have a chance to lose.
like,
But
not only are
they're
they
doing the right thing on pressing their advantage. Yeah.
like applying pressure is an understatement right now. I said they were going to be controlling the tempo some of the time. Right now, not only are they setting the tempo, they're speeding up. They're going to make this into an extremely fast tempo.
Yeah.
They're trying to make this like 170 beats per minute, which has nothing to do with Dota 2 whatsoever. Don't ask.
Well, Nyx is in Tidehunter. It looks like they're just gonna go straight in.
Yep, here he comes. Tidehunter going
gets
right
the
under the
Nyx.
T4 towers. There is the Nyx bomb, or like, excuse me, Nyx bomb coming out. And the stun from Elder Titan gonna catch Nyx right in it. This time Tidehunter taking a lot of damage. Wall comes out from Darkseer, a lot of illusions, but Bane in the meantime gets caught out by the Lifestealer. Gyro trying to run away, taking so much damage by Lifestealer. They're fountain diving for this kill. It's not enough. Aegis gets popped. Warlock Golem goes down. Lifestealer just about to respawn. Here pops the Aegis. And he's still in the fountain as well, so not a problem. Lots of regen coming out from that. Warlock dangerously low on health, actually, just staying right nearby. Gyro actually sees that now. He's trying to TP out. Will it be fast enough? Yes, it will. Warlock able to get himself away from that. Meanwhile, TA pushing her advantage way too much. Gets caught out by the Rage and the open wounds from Lifestealer. Titans are going to apply pressure completely, and Nyx is going to seal the deal there. Now, Darkseer running away. He has been open wound. T4 tower taking damage. This is MMC going for the win here. They are going for the jugular.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
But yeah, it was a great team fight. I mean, it was a bit of a dive, that's for sure. In fact, oh man, they might be paid for it too here.
Yeah, Darkseer going to go down. Elder Titan still running away. Open Wounds comes out as well as Rage. Nyx trying to run away. Carapace gets popped at the last point. Stuns him temporarily, but simply not enough. Gyro taking damage. Here comes the Tidehunter. Black Cannon just not saving him. Rocket Barrage either. In comes Lifesteal. Open Wounds comes out on Bane, chasing him down. And in the meantime, look at that. GG going to get called here. Full team wipe once again for VMCU here. 14-34. That's a very brutal way to end your first round.
Yeah. I really think MMC did an amazing job late in the game. When they needed their initiation, they got their initiation, and then they pretty much took mid-game. I mean,
yeah, they just
VMC
came out on
needed to
top.
get something out of it.
The scary thing about
VMC
it is,
needed to get something out of it, but unfortunately they didn't.
just the team fight. The team fight that came out of MMC was glorious, and that just went above and beyond the call of securing them this match. So, folks, we'll be going on to round 2 here between MMC and VMCU shortly. Stay tuned. All right, we are back. It's time to get this show on the road, going into match number 2. So we're looking forward to this. What are we expecting, Kondomo?
Well, I'm expecting a lifesteal with Sanjin Yasha.
5 seconds remaining.
The last match, lifesteal with Sanjin Yasha, and that totally went unnoticed. And to be honest, that's an amazing build. It worked out, I guess, pretty well.
No armlet!
Usually you don't see Sanjin. Yeah, exactly. No armlet. Sanjin Yasha, rush that. New meta. But what I'm seeing, I think some teamfight heroes will get banned. It depends on the second round, well, the first round picks and then the second round bans.
5 seconds
I mean,
remaining.
I guess Virginity did not like that lifestealer, which
Reserve time.
Neglecting to ban
No.
the Batrider, actually, in favor of a lifestealer.
yeah, that is true. There is no Batrider.
So what we can see then is how are Micgao going to change this up? Are we going to see them ban Visage again? Nope, they're going to be the ones to ban the Batrider.
Radiant
Yeah,
team
I mean, there's different ways you can do this. I mean, you could go tri-lane again. Their tri-lane did do a good job of shutting down the other tri-lane. You could go jungle and just try to do the opposite of what they did and do more farm game. It's really what they feel they want to do.
Yeah, well, first pick will be coming out here shortly, so we
seconds
will
remaining.
know. And by we will know, we will be the first to know. Everyone else gets to know 1 minute and
5
30 seconds later.
remaining.
Oh, or 2 minutes if you're watching.
Yes.
the game.
Reserve
Actually,
time.
reserve time coming out almost immediately for both teams. Apparently,
Yeah,
big
that's pretty interesting.
big ban decisions being made up here. I want to say up in here, but that's...
This is a 90s frat party.
Indeed. Dark's
Okay.
here, their first pickup once again.
Dire team pick.
It's a solid pickup.
No, absolutely. I mean, he's
I don't think
a great offlaner, and he brings a lot to team fights with Vacuum, Wall, and
Mm-hmm.
Surge.
I have to say that Virginity actually didn't use Darkseer to his full potential. I mean, he did. I don't think I ever saw a good vacuum into anything else. I mean, if anything, he was annoying putting Ion Shell and everything. But because he's whiffing the vacuums and he's whiffing the walls, he didn't make the difference he needed to.
Well, part of the problem as well early
so-
on was simply that Darkseer didn't go
Reserve
Vacuum
time.
very early on. He was level, like,
Yeah.
9 by the time he got anything into
Dire
Vacuum, which
team
is,
pick.
by most, any
Yeah.
Darkseer, that'd be pretty damn late.
Yeah, he went Surge so he can help out other people, but that kind of didn't work.
These two pickups.
Yeah, Visage, Alchemist, those are two pretty good pickups, actually. I mean,
The
Visage
resurgence
can
of
slow
Alki.
down for Alchemist, yeah. Alchemist is just such a... He isn't a stable hero, but he's a very... he's a hero that can easily get off the change and become such a wreck.
Yeah, it
He can,
depends.
you
Like,
know.
with Alki, that's why most teams pick him, that's why a lot of teams like him. He comes online really, really fast, especially if you go
5
farm
seconds.
build
Exactly.
Alki. You have Handamitis, 4 levels of Grievel's Greed, and you're going to get more gold than you're going to know what you could
Reserve
possibly
time.
do with in 1 year of Dota 2. That's the scary thing about Alki. But
Of
again,
course.
the thing about Alki, he's not necessarily fast. And that's his problem. He's a melee hero. His problem is that he needs to
Oh, yeah.
actually
He can
get
get
to
shut
people
down.
so he can apply the theory of slap chop. He needs to get close enough
Radiant
to them,
team back.
and that's where the slows come in. That's where the lockdown comes in. That's what Alki needs. He needs another player who can go in there, lock the enemy hero down, and then he can use concoction to seal the deal.
I'm pretty sure Alchemist might just rush BKB,
With this lineup,
so he can have a safer...
Dire team ban.
I mean, already Bane and Darkseer following the exact same theory as last time. I would like, if this next
Yeah.
ban isn't something from their last lineup, I'd almost be surprised. Like, Micgao's gotta be wondering, are
10
VMCU
seconds remaining.
actually going for the same lineup they had last time?
5 seconds.
I
remaining.
don't think so. I think they'll get more team fight, that's for sure. I mean, Gyro might get picked again. He was pretty good with Darkseer. Bane is just an all-out good pick if you have a big scary carry on the other team that most likely will get BKB. Then Bane's a pretty solid pick. I think Virginity will get needs to get a better mid pickup. That's for sure. A mid pickup that's more mobile and can contribute a lot more to lockdown. So like Puck would be good. OD would be, well, OD's banned, I guess. But,
No OD.
Storm Spirit would be good. If they can get a good roaming lockdown mid, then that's gonna help them way more with Darkseer and Bane.
Right. The
And
thing about
most likely with the carry they pick.
referring back to the previous match, one of the issues they had with TA wasn't simply that TA wasn't good at doing her job as a
Reserve
lockdowny
time.
hero, as the DPS. The problem that they had was TA just kept going into situations that Refraction couldn't save her from. And this is the theory of
Yeah.
of both TA and Abaddon. Abaddon has his shield and he has his ult. He is an incredibly tanky hero for that reason. He's like Darkseer. Darkseer is Surge. He can escape from pretty much anything that isn't a stun. Abaddon has the exact same idea, and so does TA, except TA doesn't have an incredibly fast run speed or doesn't have an incredibly good ult that will save her life.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Virginity will get a mid that will set up kills for their lanes and not a mid that will set up kills, or I mean a mid that needs setup for him to get kills or whatever they pick.
And actually, referring to this, they also banned out Nyx, so they're not going to go the same lineup anymore.
Oh, okay. I'm looking to a Puck or a Storm Spirit pickup along those lines. I mean, Rubik, Micgao have pretty much told Virginity that they're going to do aggressive tri-lane. Or tri-lane in some sort. They could go aggressive. They could try to shut down the carry.
I just want to point out,
But
though,
we'll just see.
I love seeing the Rubik pick out. One of my favorite things to say these days, apparently, is just how
Reserve
versatile Rubik is, and this is one of those situations where Rubik is back, baby, and he's here to show you why he is one of the most versatile supports in this game. His spell steal, his telekinesis, his fade bolt. Guess what? Not only is he good at harassing your lane, he's good at pickup. He can deny or he can just do lockdown. He can stun you. But put on top of that the fact that he has spell steal. Hey, guess what? You have a Bane. Guess what's the most stealable thing in this entire game? Fiend's Grip.
Dire team pick.
Guess what? They got a
no,
Rubik.
anything- Yeah, no, Rubik has a lot of stuff to steal. Sven's ult, or not ult, but stun, and vacuum, ion shell even, and surge, and Darkseer. That's gonna be good. The Sven pickup though, I think that means they're gonna go a little bit aggressive. They're gonna get some form in the Sven, but I think they're hoping to win it mid game.
Radiant
And yep,
team
there's the
pick.
Storm Spirit pickup. Only on the
Yep.
opposite team. Almost predicted it, just for the wrong team.
Yeah, no, either or, any team. Like the last game, they didn't have the strongest mids. I'm pretty sure they're gonna pick a very lockdown, very versatile mid this game because so many are open.
Yeah, none of the bans have really been... I mean, OD, Batrider,
10
those are
seconds
pretty much
remaining.
the extent of mid heroes who have been banned out. You can argue Nyx, but
Yeah, I mean,
most of the time you don't use Nyx as your mid anyway.
yeah, the bans have been very like wide range, like because you could put Nyx mid, safe lane. You could put Naga mid, safe lane. Lifestealer jungle, safe lane. You know, like all of them. None of the bans have been one specific
Dire team back.
lane.
Avenge
But,
pickup.
Vengeful Spirit. Oh man, I love Vengeful Spirit. By the way, with her passive and Sven's ultimate, that's just so much damage. If Sven can get there, can actually deal it out.
Well, Sven's one of those heroes. He can get there. He doesn't have the problem that Alki
Yes.
does. He can
5 seconds
get
remaining.
there. Sven's...
Especially with the lockdown from Bane, Vengeful, and
Reserve
even
time.
Surge and Darkseer, he can get there.
Oh yeah, there's 2 spells on this team now that'll make him run incredibly fast. So,
Radiant
that's
team
not... Speed
back.
is not going to be Sven's issue this match. And now you have the stun from Venge, you have the vacuum from Darkseer, and you have just Bane. We don't even say Bane has a spell that's lockdown. We say Bane is lockdown incarnate. That is just what
Dire
Bane
team
is. Now,
Of course, the problem with Bane is that if he gets shut down himself, then he can't do anything.
yeah, and plus, as I pointed out, he has Fiend's Grip, but they have Rubik. So, you use Fiend's Grip, Rubik is nearby. Yeah, guess what? You're not going to have Fiend's Grip anymore, because he's going to steal your Fiend's Grip and then Fiend's Grip you. By the way, final pickup here, going to be Bounty Hunter. Because
That's
track gold! Track gold! Track gold!
Seconds remaining.
Timbersaw is gonna be mid actually. It's a mid Timbersaw, which is pretty good. He can get there. That's for sure. He has the Timber Chain can do a lot of damage, can do a lot of nuke. He does not have any stuns or slows, but if he's gonna go gank bottom, then he kind of doesn't need him. It's Vengeful Spirit and Sven and Bane and do all that stuff.
Yeah, no, and then you combine that, like, I like the Bounty pickup, actually. Simply because Bounty, he's good burst DPS, like Nyx, but then he has on top of that,
Yes.
he has Track. Track in itself is amazing, just because of the speed boost it gives you, and all that fun stuff. But then you get to combine it, finally, with the fact, Track gold. It's like every kill is suddenly worth 1.5 gold, or 1.5 as much gold, instead of just
Prepare
1.
for battle.
So, Track gold, man, that's the objective of Bounty Hunter past level 6. Don't be in lane, track gold. Don't be anywhere else.
It's
track
gonna
gold.
be interesting because that puts a little bit more emphasis on Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit needs to get those ganks, and he needs to get the track gold. Everyone needs to get the track gold. So let's hope their aggression, or if they do go aggressive, which I think an Alchemist in bot lane is rather
Yeah, this lineup
telling.
so far. I'm wondering if they're actually going to go with this. And yes, we're having a shout out both in game and in chat. Well, 1 minute and 30 seconds in the past. Shout outs. They happen. Yeah, so far this is...
30 seconds
Whoa, this
to
is an
battle.
incredibly weird lineup they're going with. They have a Bounty in their own jungle, in the safe lane most likely. Storm Spirit's still
Yeah,
mid, so...
it's aggressive tri lane, so yeah. In fact, they're going in bottom
Yeah.
with Alchemist and the Rubik.
Nothing picked up
Looks
on
like
Elki yet.
they're just facing off.
Telekinesis already up on Rubik, so if they go into this, no stun up for Visage yet either, but still, if they go into this, there could be a lot of stun that comes out from this offensive tri-lane.
The battle begins.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because it's gonna be who uses their stuns and the right people first.
Indeed, but look at the wards
And-
they got out. They're using the magic bush, Kendomo. They are using the magic bush.
Yeah, but I don't think they saw Bane. It didn't put on the Sentry Ward, so I don't think he.
Return of the
I don't think
magic
he
bush.
knows. Oh man, I love that bush. When I first heard about it, I basically took it.
Yeah, no, that thing,
Used it all
it
the
gets
time.
dewarded 10 times out of 9, so...
Yeah, they shouldn't have let that happen. Bane shouldn't have let that happen.
They still might not, actually. It just depends on the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna know they weren't
Pick up.
there, they
Pick
didn't
up.
block the camp, so they have to know, oh, our camp didn't spawn. they simply have to realize that their camp just got blocked. At least at this point, yeah. Meanwhile, yeah.
That's a bad.
Whoa.
Yeah, did you not? Okay, so what happened was they actually went on the Sven. They picked up the Sven, and Alchemist actually took him down all the way to maybe 1/4 health. But Vengeful Spirit stun and Sven stun kind of, made Alchemist have no health, and, he died.
Yep, that's gonna be first blood, and also the miss of the first blood. Whoops.
I should have mentioned it. I didn't know you were.
I was up staring at Bounty Hunter and Darkseer, because that's one of those lanes you get 1 out of 1,000 games. It's a Bounty Hunter versus a Darkseer in the same lane.
Yeah, it's a lot of Bounty Hunter sitting back while you get whatever XP he can.
No, Bounty Hunter's getting fine
And,
right now. That's the scary part.
Yeah, he can do pretty well. I mean, all he has to do is Ghost Walk or Shadow Walk.
Yeah, the thing
and
about
then he can go in,
Bounty
last
Hunter.
hit, and then walk away.
Bounty Hunter needs to harass Darkseer out of the lane. That's simply what he's going to have to do.
I don't think that's gonna happen, to be honest. Darkseer is just such a strong hero. I think it's gonna be a very passive lane.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Like, he could do it. He
But,
could just Shadow Walk and Janata him all day long, and that would do enough to push Darkseer out, at least temporarily.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting though, 'cause, I mean, he has Surge, so, and if anything, if he's smart enough, he'd buy Sentry Ward. and just put it into the lane. But since he doesn't, then Bounty Hunter could in fact do that.
Pick
In
up
bottom
happens,
lane,
Finch
there's a
gonna get
pickup
picked up.
actually.
In comes Alki, Concoction's ticking. Visage with the slowdown, Concoction still going. Visage, or Finch gonna take it pretty much straight in the face. Alki trying to back up. TPN from Bounty Hunter. No, it actually gets cancelled. Oh my, I wonder if that was unintentional.
Denied.
Well, who? What got canceled?
Bounty Hunter cancelled his TP at the last moment.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. If Sven would have had his stun, actually, he could have maybe got a revenge kill, but fortunately he did not have enough mana, and that's one of the problems with Sven. But mid lane, Timbersaw and Storm Spirit, I think it's actually pretty even for both of them.
Yep, Acid Spray already coming out from Alki, and this is one of those situations where you have to ask Sven, you're standing in Acid Spray and you're level 3. Acid Spray is still pretty damn effective, even when you're not level 10.
Yeah, it's gonna be, I mean, it could go either way, bottom lane. Right now, it's, it's pretty even, but I think, isn't Sven getting more last hits? He has 11, and then, okay. The Alchemist only has 9, so it's pretty even still.
No, yeah, but the difference in that, realistically, is Sven's got 4 denies as well, so he is denying the enemy team.
Yeah, yeah. So, the rune is actually up top, and Storm Spirit looks like he's gonna go and go ahead and grab it. That's gonna be a great pickup for the Storm Spirit. Could go and gank, and if anything, he should go and gank. Oh, I guess he's going to get ganked.
Just as a quick note for the chat, this is going to be a minute 30 in the future. No, we did not drop any frames, so it's lag on your side, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Timbersaw actually kills the Storm Spirit, which is a great kill. He knew that the double damage was just enough to do the rest of his burst.
Yep, in the meantime...
So, Storm Spirit goes down, yeah.
Yeah, Timbersaw. He's got his Whirling Death, he's got his Chakram, he can deal DPS. You just can't underestimate him.
He can do burst, that's for sure. Like, he can do a lot of burst. But one thing that they're not doing mid is ganking, which could in fact turn the tides on the tri-lane up bot, or down bot.
Yeah, Sven is still getting the superior CS game right now. Plus, the Radiant do have a kill lead for the time being, so...
It's a slow, aggressive tri-lane. They're trying to get the perfect pickup into everything else.
Yeah, and the thing about Alki is, this is one of those situations where you have to look at this now and realize Alki's not going greedy for him. He's going pure team fights. And he just got stunned. Oh, the second stun, he couldn't toss the Concoction. Barely makes it. Sven gonna get stunned for a long time. Their Venge already going down. And the nuke comes out from Visage, gonna seal the deal on Sven as well as the Venge.
Yeah, if the Alchemist actually didn't get that stun up, he would be dead, 100%. I mean, they would have got a pickup for this Fen, but somehow he miraculously does it in 0.5 seconds left.
Yeah, the stuns, I mean, if they had time just slightly less, the stun would have worked just fine, but unfortunately, the stun went off just a little bit early, and it just didn't last long enough either. And it looks like, yep, Ward Vision going to catch out that Storm Spirit before anything ever even happens.
Yeah. If anything, actually, VMC should be the ones who go in aggressive, because they could shut down the Alchemist with that stun. I mean, he can,
I mean, purge them from your lane.
Use it on himself.
That's all I can really say about this. Is purge them from your lane. That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Because as it stands...
right now, I mean, if they get enough... Yeah, well, if Visage can just do so much nuke damage if they do initiate everything.
I just want to point out, though, that these lanes they're denying themselves, as in both lanes, farm. Look at what's going on. Timbersaw has the highest CS right now. He's mid, so that's not too surprising. But Bounty Hunter and Darkseer are right behind him, and Sven is behind Storm Spirit. So mid and the other lane are completely out-farming this tri-lane v tri-lane. So this is obviously, they're just denying themselves farm at this point. And realistically, you have to wonder which team is going to be worse off that they're denying themselves farm. And ooh, this time there weren't any wards up top. Timbersaw, but he catches his own wave on X. He's going to pull part of the enemy wave, so no problem there. Bounce Hunter's able to cloak.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, though, Stormspirit with a haste rune rotates down bot. Spin stun goes off, and Alki's concoction is ticking. In comes that Stormspirit, so much damage. Rubik, no telekinesis as yet, just trying to body block the Venge. Venge now stunned by the concoction, taking a lot of damage. Visage, no stun or no nuke as yet. TP in from Timbersaw, and it looks like nothing's going to come of that. Both teams just going to back off. The Dire not in favor of tower diving just yet.
Yeah. It was a weird pickup. In fact, oh shoot, Timbersaw is going in right now.
Oh yep, he gets the Timber Chain, hits Alki. There's the Chakra Man. There's the Whirling Death as well. An instantaneous death for Alki.
Of damage.
And Storm Spirit even got out of the lane to grab that Illusion Rune at the last moment.
Dire's middle tower.
But this is what the Radiant
That's
were
what I'm
looking
talking
for.
about, like,
This is what the Radiant were looking
yeah.
for. They got the Alki again. Hitting the enemy.
Yeah.
Oh, in this case.
I mean, I said before that the mid lane can in fact turn the tides of the bottom tri-lane versus tri-lane, and that just showed that Timbersaw, when he actually came in, he does like so much damage. He can do whatever.
Bounty Hunter even TPing in. Just to stand by the tower. Maybe he's going to go for the deny. But, oh, if he goes for the deny, this could be very dangerous. I don't...
Yeah.
Oh, he thought about making a hit. Here comes that Fate Bolt. Is he going to go for it?
Nope. He didn't do anything.
He just tries to kill the Sven, but it's simply not enough damage, and he's able to cloak right away anyway. Are there any Sentry? Track came out, Sven's taking a lot of damage. He needs one hit. No, the stun comes out, the Nightmare. And the Spin Nuke even comes in. Does he stun himself? No, he just barely doesn't, but Track is still up on him. Bounty Hunter trying to stay alive. His cloak is back online. In comes the Timbersaw. Timber chaining right on top of the Rubik. In comes Storm Spirit for the final kill. Rubik got caught out. Now Bounty Hunter taking a lot of damage. His cloak won't be enough for another 5 seconds. Venge backing off. Bane there as well. And oh dear.
Oh. By the way, that was a very smart rotation by Alchemist. He actually didn't even get in there. I don't know if he's going to die right now. In fact, he is going to die right now. So maybe a little bit overcommitment there, but...
Trying to rotate back to the
needs to
same
happen. Yeah. Alchemist needs to stop dying. He has over half of the deaths on his team. So...
Well, as I said, I mean, Alki's not actually going farm Alki here. So this is one of those situations where you got to ask yourself... Because he's going non-farm Alki, he's going combat Alki. Is he going non...
And he has 0 kills, so...
Right, but is he going semi-carry, and they're trying to have Storm Spirit carry them at this
Dire's
point?
top tower is under attack.
I don't think so. I mean, if Alchemist goes Battle Alchemist, they're still hoping that he can transition to carry, but it does put a lot more lenience on, well, it puts a lot more pressure on Storm Spirit to do the ganks and get them successful, because right now Alchemist can't do that. Alchemist can't really stand his own on a 1v1 even, I want to say.
Oh, they see him. Chakram comes out, clears the way to Rubik. In comes Whirling Death. Darkseer right there, Vacuum comes out, and that's kill confirmed. Very quick little skirmish. Rubik going to be, oh dear, dead.
At this point, a lot of the heroes are coming online. Timbersaw has come online. Sven's, you know, he's getting farmed.
Timbersaw being so aggressive. He's alone. Concoction coming out. He tries to Timber chain himself out there. Concoction comes out, hit him dead on. In comes the Bounty Hunter, the nuke from Visage, and that's another kill right there.
That wasn't worth it at all.
No, I mean,
the Radiant,
he
that's for sure.
dove so far in there. He went like, right next to the second tier tower, chasing that Bounty Hunter. He couldn't even see the Bounty Hunter, so...
Yeah.
And now
he also
Alki
just got a lot of gold from all those kills, and he just lost a good portion of it.
Alki is transitioning into the jungle now, so...
Alchemist is just
Meanwhile,
doing that.
3 players coming into mid here. Venge, the nuke comes out. Darkseer right there. He doesn't have it up yet, and it looks like... Yes, he doesn't have it up yet, but Storm Spirit able just to evacuate himself out of there. No problems whatsoever.
Yeah, I think Radiant are realizing that they have advantage right now because they have so much damage with the Vengeful Spirit passive and everything else that they could push any lane, and then even if they have a 4v4, they could poke them down a lot easier than.
Oh, in comes that Chakram. Stun comes out from Venge, and Timbersaw kill confirmed with Whirling Death and Timber Chain, not Timber.
And that's what I'm talking. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, poking them out. They just need one stun from one of the heroes, and then Timbersaw can come in and do whatever he wants.
Yeah, just the DPS right there, just the burst damage coming out of Timbersaw right now. And the Dire, they can't make that mistake of going in one by one. Like, if you're within range of the Vinge stun, you're not going to have a good time if there's a Timbersaw nearby, or any other heroes nearby for that matter. So you have to play it. If you're the Dire right now, you got to be playing this very, very carefully.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alki is very far forward. He's going to start backing off now as the Radiant actually rotate 3 tops, so no issue from that.
How's the gold graph sitting? Well, it's in favor of the Radiant, that's for sure.
Yeah, but the XP graph tells a different story, and the
XP is
that's one of the situations.
It's XP.
You look at
they
this,
got a lot of XP from the tri lane in the beginning, so.
Right, but you look at this and you realize now that how can I put this? Like, this game is even.
Commentators.
It's silly even, actually.
Oh, yeah.
The tri-lane, when it gets the tri-lane, no one really came out on top of that. It's 7-5 right now. I mean, I realize going into mid-game, gold's going to be the one we're really looking for, but the problem is that XP, when it's the opposite direction, that could tell of a team that's actually out-farming you, a team that's doing a better job of farming.
It really matters on the Dire getting all their abilities right.
Tower is under attack.
And we'll see if they do. That's the only problem.
3 rotating top, actually. Rubik, Alki, all their track comes out onto the Timbersaw, just trying to finish off that tower. And it is going to be enough for Visage. No denial from Visage! The Gargoyles get the deny! Stun comes out from Alki. There's the concoction. Timbersaw drops like a rock. Vacuum comes out, fails to miss him, or fails to move him into the wall, but thankfully he walks to the wall anyway. Bounty Hunter still coming in. There's the Visage spell steal from Rubik. He grabbed Nightmare. Unfortunately, he's not able to use it because he got nightmared. Vinge still running. In comes that Stormster looking for the final kill confirmed. He gets it. He's tower diving. In comes the Alki. Concoction's ticking. He throws it. It hits the Bane. Bounty Hunter still pursuing. Track will come out. There's the track. He already threw the Shuriken. He doesn't even need it. He just goes in. And that is it. Boom. Janata. Kill confirmed.
Yeah, that was a great... I mean, like, they had a chance to get away there, but the fact that the Dire had just so much follow-up, then... Oh, shoot. Sven actually coming in. He's going to kill the Rubik. Oh,
Bounty
shoot.
Hunter, he gets
Brandon
dusted. In comes Timbersaw. Timber chains right into him. He can still outrun him. Darkseer if the surge. Or no, Sven actually. Sven, which is the war. Excuse me. Confused completely. Either way, in comes that Alki once again. There's the nuke from Vinge. Misses ever so slightly. Sven get. Oh, but the gargoyle drop. The stun right there. Very nicely played with the stone form of Visage. He comes in though. He runs right into that. Not the best situation.
That was Miss Micro.
Miss Micro.
That was 100% Miss Micro. Yeah.
Either way, Visage gonna go down. Bounty Hunter as well. And that's top T1 gone.
And what also is Miss Micro, well, Vengeful Spirit could have swapped Alchemist back into his teammate, her teammates, whatever. But she didn't do it, which is very questionable.
Either way, the Dire are now in a situation where they're on the back foot now. They need to play this very, and I mean absolutely carefully, because if they don't do this right, it could backfire very quickly. I mean, Alki's still in the jungle. He's got his level 1 of Revel's Greed. So, Alki doing exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah, well, let's see. He doesn't have any real items other than the Tranquil Boots, though. So, he does have the Claymore, which is going to help his farm a little bit.
He's going to start building into Shadow Blade.
Yeah, oh yeah, that is, okay, that is the plan.
Right now.
I remember I missed that with the other game. I thought he was going to build into Battle Fury, but... yeah.
No, Alki's one of those heroes.
He's still going with...
Yeah, he needs an escape technique. He doesn't really have one on his own, so he needs that Shadow Blade.
Yeah. I mean, escape and initiation, because he just can pop the stun and then go Shadow Blade into it. The problem is, though, is that since Bounty Hunter's on the team, if VMC is smart enough, and I think they did prove that they're smart enough, they could just build by detection and, you know...
Right, that nullifies the Shadow Blade, essentially.
Exactly. I mean, you know, Alchemist could get a good initiation and everything, but right now, Radiant does seem like they have the upper hand for this match so far.
The Dire are very concentrated around this mid lane right now. Spell Steal from Rubik going to take the Chakram away from Timbersaw. So a little bit of burst DPS going the way of the Dire. Again, that's why Rubik is so versatile. And track coming out onto the Visage, knows it, starts running back.
Yeah.
Or not Visage, Vinge, excuse me.
Yeah, Rubik just complements so many heroes really well in most lineups.
Well, he's versatile. That's why he does it. He can accomplish so many different tasks. Sentry Ward going to get dropped in here. 2 Sentry Wards. They actually are going to counter ward each other's Sentry Wards. Oh, are the Rain going to go for this? They want to get rid of that enemy Sentry Ward. This is the war of the sentries right here. They want to... Oh, chakrams from both sides, and they're going to go for it. Bounty Hunter gets called out. There's the dust. Now Rubik is overextended. Pick up onto the Bane, but it's simply not enough. The swap from Vinge comes in. Rubik going the other way, trying to get away from it, but Spin Stun going to deny that. And Timbersaw going to get stunned by the concoction from Alki, denying that. And we do have a temporary pause from Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, it was really, I mean, they needed, either team needed to be there. Either team needed to initiate just perfectly, and they could have taken the fight. Since MMC was the ones who were actually a little bit hesitant, I guess you could say. Yeah, they were hesitant and going in. VMC capitalized on that and, you know, attacked first, and they won that fight pretty easily because of that one thing. It was that they were ready and they attacked first, and they caught MMC off guard.
And I still feel like making a joke about it wasn't about the teams, it wasn't about who was ready first, it was about the Sentry Wards, man.
Oh yeah, no, it ended up being like both teams were concentrating on the Sentry Wards that, you know, I think Vengeful Spirit ran up, like, almost up onto the Dire side. Well, it was a little bit lower than that, but she ran up there trying to de-ward, but I think she forgot that there was an enemy team on the other side too, but either way, VMC did in fact take that fight. So we'll see how this takes him. If Alchemist doesn't get any items on himself very soon, then it might be very bad for the Dire side.
Track Gold. Gold's actually in favor of the Radiant right now. So Track Gold not rearing its head just enough. A little bit less than 1,000 XP advantage for the Dire, and almost 3,000 gold actually for the Radiant. So this is still incredibly fair either way. Like, even if the Radiant have gotten a few more kills, they do have the gold advantage slightly. The thing is, the Dire, with their XP advantage, shows that they are still farming, and they are doing a good job still of out-farming the Radiant, at least for the time being. So, as we go into the mid-slash-late
game... You should show the GPMs, by the way.
I read the chat.
On your screen. Okay, never my bad. It's gonna, Alchemist needs to start something, either farming or getting kills, and the more and more we go on, the more and more he isn't doing either, and the more and more they're kind of, you know, fading out.
And yes, to answer you quickly, while we're in the pause peak, one of the chat viewers, my apologies for that, but chat occurs 1 minute 30 seconds later for me, so I can't see it early on, and secondarily, my apologies. Either way, they're going to go for the push on this mid tower. VMCU is still pushing
and they can totally do it.
Oh, they definitely could. And there's a striking pose from Storm Spirits.
And what Alchemist needs to be doing here is farming, because that's lost cause.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't try to defend that mid tower, and they didn't. Alki is still off in the middle of the jungle, but now in comes a Vinge and a Timbersaw. They know the first camp's clear. They're rotating right through the jungle. And actually, Timbersaw's just gonna stop.
Yeah, Alchemist could have, I mean, he should have farmed there, and he did start to farm, but because of how slow he is, he only got one last hit. That's it. He got one kill on the Ogre, and that's it. Now he's teleporting back to bottom lane. That's one bad thing about Alchemist, like you said, is that he has to get there first to even do his farming or doing his stuns.
And that's why with teams with Alki, one of the things I like to see, especially with Alki, is a Bat Rider. Because instead of having to run to the enemy team, he just lassos them and brings them to you and commence Slap Chop in 3, 2...
Or even... yeah, and then he even also does oil or what, the sticky concoction or something. Someone should take away my Dota card because I don't know that ability, but that also slows down heroes. Yeah, exactly. That also slows down heroes quite significantly, so Alchemist can get there.
Either way, very strong push heading towards this mid lane. Storm Spirit, Bounty, and Rubik all in attendance. And right now it's just it's just Bane and the Darkseer. And they are going to pop the glyph. In comes the Venge, TPN. Brain Sap comes out from Bane.
Timbersaw can TPN too.
And it looks like they're just going to neglect to do so. And the Dire, they don't want to go for an engagement right now. They're just going to back the fuck off.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
If anything, they could go actually back into the tower, because, you know, if Vengeful Spirit runs off, then she's not going to have a TP. Indeed. And Timbersaw is actually just farming right now. But looks like they're just going to head back, retreat.
Yeah, right now. The thing is, Storm Spirit's farming, but who else is farming? Alki? Yeah, Alki's down in the bot lane farming, so at least they're farming.
He's kind of farming.
The problem being right now is the Radiant...
They spread out.
The Radiant are all mid. The Dire realized this. And they're still not in the jungle farming like they should be. They need to be, I mean, the Radiant are all in one place, and you know they are. You should be exploiting that to your benefit to get as much farm as you possibly can.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, like, they might be able to squeeze out a team fight, like, somehow, like, win it, just by the hair, you know, the chinny chin chin. But, you know, I like that reference, by the way. I don't know why I say that, but, like, they need the farm, that's for sure. They need the Patrar Gold, they need Alchemist farming, and they need to stay relevant in this game.
And right now...
Unfortunately, it's hard. It's hard with this disadvantage.
Yeah, the GPM just isn't going their way right now, which is kind of a problem. You'd think with Track Gold it would be, but they're actually getting out-farmed by Timbersaw, Darkseer, and Sven, so... Not exactly the situation they're looking for, or at least
it's the kills, really.
Oh, and the XP graph. The XP graph has turned around now. It's 1,500 in favor of the Radiant, plus the 5,000 gold advantage.
It's slowly but surely, you know, going to the Radiant. In fact, if Radiant doesn't get like a tower or something done, then and they let Alchemist farm, then that's a problem. But seeing how they're gonna probably get this bottom tier 2 in exchange for tier 1.
We have the TPs.
But they are staying relevant in this game.
Bounty Hunter TPing. Storm Spirit TPing. They're all TPing on the T3, so yep, T2 is gone. No chance of defending that. Visibility. Bounty Hunter playing very aggressively, looking right on forward. And an invisible Storm Spirit, actually. Kind of unfortunate. I guess they thought that there was going to be a push coming out from the Radiant there, but instead the Radiant just backed off. And
the Radiant can't push in.
Yeah, Storm Spirit did actually walk in range of that Sentry Ward, so they saw that he was invisible, and he's just going to pop it anyway, so no problem from that. Yes, kind of side note, Rubik stole Ion Shell, so they can Ion Shell the Bounty Hunter now.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's always annoying, getting Ion Shell damaged against something that you can't see.
It does give him away very obviously, though. It's like Slark in his ult. I just stopped running quickly and there's no one near me. I wonder if there's a ward. Same thing applies here. I'm taking damage and nothing is hitting me, shooting me, or anything of the sort. I wonder why. Anyway, Alki, he's back in the jungle farming. He's got his 3 levels of Grievous Greed. He's got his Shadow Blade, so he's got an escape technique. He's got the ability to farm, and this is hopefully where, if he can just start farming like crazy and out-farm the Radiant, that his gold, or his GPM, should shoot through the roof.
And saying, can he out-farm the Radiant, it seems outrageous, but it's Alchemist, so he will. He can do this out of everyone else. The thing about it, though, is I don't know what his next item will be. It could be BKB, it could be some damage item, it could be crit even. But he needs to choose wisely because he's the one that needs to get like the entire team. He needs to carry, that's for sure.
Indeed.
Now more than ever.
Right now, with the Ion Shell, he's just giving gold actually to Rubik, so he's just gonna apply the theory of Slap Chop, and ooh, a Bloodstone coming out on Timbersaw.
Basically, that means that Timbersaw can just keep on doing more and more burst damage. They need to kill off the Timbersaw. They can't let Timbersaw live through a team fight.
Well, not only that,
he will continue just to do
Right, the thing about it now is not only that, but he has more survivability. Now you can add on top of that the fact that now he has a GG, you can't kill me button. Instantaneous suicide.
Yeah, that's only once though, so...
Sure.
Cool, in a while. Oh, Rubik is actually getting
There's
initiated.
the Stealth Blade. Timbersaw gets picked up. The stone form from the Gargoyles. In comes Bane. Nightmare onto the Alki, who's still invisible. He just can't do it. Sven takes him down. Bounty Hunter trying to get out of here. Fiend's Grip goes on him. He goes down. Now, in comes that Bane. Still the Gargoyles are chasing after Timbersaw. He's taking a lot of damage. First Gargoyle goes down. Second one taking a lot of damage. Catapult actually going to finish it off. In the meantime, Visage went down. Rubik gets taken down by Vengeful Spirit. Here's the Storm Spirit trying to stay alive. Alki's still in the fight here. Darkseer right there. Ion Shell still going. Surges his way. He's actually going a little bit slower than the Alki. A little bit faster than the Alki. But now Bane's a little bit too far forward here. Concoction actually came off cooldown in this fight. Still chasing. He goes for the Bane. This is dangerous. This is so dangerous. Spin is still there. There's the Rage. Or the Warcry, excuse me. And Sven and the entire team just back off.
Yeah, the problem with that for the Dire was that once again they didn't focus too much. They got the silence on the Timbersaw, which was great, but some of the other team actually went behind the Timbersaw and went on the Sven, and Sven got the stun off, and Sven just did work with his ult, and he killed like 2 or 3 people in like 2 to 3 hits.
Indeed, Sven did his job to God and country.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Gargoyle's doing farming, because Visage doesn't need to do anything, he just needs to direct his Gargoyles. Well, his familiars. They're not technically Gargoyles.
Yeah, this is, once again, slowly slipping away from the Dire. I mean, right now, what I have to say, the one thing that'll get him back into the game is a good pickoff. That'll lead to even more pickoffs, or just complete passiveness that'll get him to maybe like 40 minutes-ish, 42 minutes. Of course, then the track gold and the Alchemist gold will pay off.
Yeah, Alki's GPM has already caught up. It's just slightly behind the GPM of Darkseer and Timbersaw, and a little bit further behind Sven. Invisirune getting pinged faster than I don't know. That's like the most pings on an Invisirune I've heard in a second ever. And now the Radiant, they're trying to flex their muscles. Let's have a moment to look at the lovely wards. The Dire have 2 wards. They have one that covers their jungle and one that covers the bot rune. So they at least have some map control and vision right now. But right now, the Radiant are in their jungle. It is Alki with a Shadow Blade right now. And now, how are they going to punish this? Concoction is ticking. Acid sprays down. There is the chain from Storm Spirit. Immediately, Darkseer goes down. And now, Venge just got spotted. Venge just going to try and TP out. Will it be fast enough? Yes, it will. Venge able to get out of there. And they did accomplish one thing with that. They put down an even more offensive ward. The last stone apparently wasn't offensive enough, so we're going to put one directly on top of the hill.
So if they can do that maybe 4 or 5 more times, and they can get back into the game. But that was mostly Darkseer's overextension and not the coordination on the Dire side. So, I mean, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more passive. People are going to be farming. I don't think Alchemist can out-farm when the Radiant are going to be knocking down the door of the Dire, which might be in the next like 2-3 minutes. But we'll see. We'll see like what they can accomplish within these next couple minutes.
I agree completely. Like, it's, as I said in the last game, right now the Radiant, they have set the tempo. They are the ones controlling the pace of the match, and the Dire are the ones dancing along to their tune. And if the Dire can't dance along to their tune, well, that's not a good day to be the Dire. Speaking of which, there is a Stout Shield getting picked up by the Courier up in top lane.
That was, Alchemist.
Yep,
Actually, I would have loved to see a Vanguard on Alchemist. If you got the Vanguard fast enough, it would have been actually pretty worth it. The health bonus and the dodge chance would have been some good stats on Alchemist, seeing how Alchemist hasn't even broke the 1,100 HP mark.
That Mana Boot's just coming out onto the Rubik. And the Radiant...
This is bad. Everyone split up on the Dire side, that's for sure. I mean...
But they did get spotted out. The
They could go
Gargoyles...
on one, and then...
The Gargoyles acted as great scouts here. They saw exactly where the Radiant were going, and the entire Dire team just fell back, and now they're one solid unit once again.
Yeah.
What the Radiant...
Yeah, they're just gonna keep on, like I said, they're gonna knock down top lane. They're gonna just come and,
It's gonna be up to the Dire.
dance with Dire and see if they can keep up, like you said. Oh, smoke gank. Oh man, if they can actually get the smoke gank off, that'd be great. Except Alchemist isn't going with the team, so
Alki's
I don't know.
Alki. Oh, are the gargoyles going to
Yeah.
get spotted? Invisibility's off for the gargoyles. The creep wave just got pulled into the jungle. Smoke comes out. Alki pops his Shadow Blade. Concoction's ticking. BKB comes out for spin. There's the vacuum. There's the wall, but it's a little bit late. In comes Death Incarnate, and that is a spin here to say bye-bye, folks.
Yeah, if they could actually get the stuns on Sven, that would have been actually might have been a good fight because they could have had a lot of lockdown on the Sven.
But the thing
but
is,
unfortunately,
it was
Sven
two things.
got the BKB off.
It was two
Yeah.
things. It was, I mean, it really was a lot of things. What really sealed the deal there was simply, it was the vacuum followed directly, and I mean directly, by the Timber Saw Chain and the Timber Saw Chakram and the Whirling Death. So much burst yes. GG's call.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's that. 21-9 in favor of VMCU, ending it 1-1.
That was great. That was a great match by both teams. Hopefully, I want to see more of them later in the league. And yeah.
Well, indeed we will, because this is only the preseason. We still have the entire regular season and the playoffs. So this is going to be a very long and, well, a very fun season as far as I can tell. But looking at this right now, I mean, the way this ended, well, I can't see the graphs anymore, but the way this ended, I wouldn't say it's very surprising as to how this ended. At least not in the end of things.
Mm-hmm. It was a good play by both sides. Very good play. But in the end, I guess the Radiant, you know,
Indeed.
got
So,
up there. They were aggressive right when they needed to, yeah.
either way, if you're watching in-game, you can catch more of this on twitch.tv/PanksTV. As I said, we will be casting the rest of the Ducksoup Gaming Dota 2 League. For the rest of you guys, I hope you do tune in again. My name has been Panksers. My co-host here has been Kendomo. I wish you a good evening. Good night.
Good night. See ya.